You're listening to the Quint's podcast.
With only months to go for the crucial Uttar Pradesh state assembly elections, the ongoing farmers' movement gained a fresh impetus as lakhs of farmers gathered in Western UP's Muzaffarnagar district in a formidable show of strength. Seething with anger against the government, they said that they're here fighting to quote-unquote save the nation, as the government goes on to quote-unquote selling the country to corporates. The Kisan Mahapanchayat, as it has been termed, was called on 5th September by the Samyukt Kisan Morcha, the SKM, which is an umbrella body of 40 farmer unions that has been spearheading the farmers' protest for the last 9 months with the 3 contentious farm laws passed by the centre. Despite several hundred deaths during the course of the protest, farmers have made it clear that they won't budge until all the 3 laws are repealed and a legal guarantee is provided for MSP. But as the logjam with the government continues, the Kisan Mahapanchayat comes bearing political implications, as farmer leaders have now also vowed to take on the BJP and oust the Yogi Adityanath government from the state. In fact, a statement from the SKM read, quote, "We have kicked off Mission UP and Uttarakhand from this stage. We will not let BJP win the elections," end quote. The choice of venue for this mammoth gathering also holds vital importance, as the deadly Muzaffarnagar riots of 2013 was seen to be a turning point that helped the BJP make an electoral victory in UP. But raising chants of Har Har Mahadev and Allahu Akbar from the podium, BKU leader Rakesh Tikait said that farmers wouldn't be polarized over communal politics, as he pledged to unite farmers of all creeds and oppose the BJP. Although Tikait did not indicate any plans of joining electoral politics, what kind of an impact and what scale of an impact is the farmers' movement likely to make in the UP polls? Will the combination of Jat and Muslim voters change things for the BJP? In this episode, you'll hear voices of farmers from Ground Zero. We also spoke to Rajan Pandey, an independent journalist and co-author of Battleground UP Politics in the Land of Ram. Mr. Pandey is also a part of People's Pulse, a Hyderabad-based political and electoral research organization. You're tuned in to The Big Story, the podcast where we dissect the headline-making news for you. And I'm your host, Shorbari. Through the chilly winters, the deadly second wave, and the simmering summers, farmers had been camping in the outskirts of Delhi to protest against the farm laws as talks after talks with the government failed to clear up the stalemate. Even though the pandemic had brought in a temporary lull, the movement has been gradually intensifying once again. Recently, a lathi charge incident from Karnal also sparked a row as images of farmers with bloodied clothes and faces surfaced in reports, along with a video of a young IS officer ordering the Haryana police to quote-unquote crack the skulls of protesters if needed. And the Kisan Mahapanchayat came at such a pivotal moment when the farmers' resentment against the government has been surging over all this, as well as other factors like inflation, unemployment and rising fuel and LPG prices that has been affecting the Aam Janta. The anger was visible in the numbers as well, as roughly 1 lakh or more farmers were seen streaming in at the government inter-college ground for the event in tractors and buses, making it one of the biggest farmer gatherings since they marched into Delhi in 2020 to protest against the centre. Over 300 farmer unions reportedly participated in the gathering, a majority of whom were from UP and Haryana, of course, and several contingents from Punjab joined in as well, as the dense crowd reportedly spilled onto the streets. Among those sharing the podium with Rakesh Tikait were other prominent leaders of the protest, such as BQ National President Naresh Tikait, social activist Medha Patkar, and Swaraj India President Yogendra Yadav. Interestingly, Ghulam Muhammad Jola, an influential Muslim farmers leader who had left the BQ after the Muzaffarnagar riots in 2013, was also seen participating in this protest. And accusing the BJP of sowing divisions and instigating riots, as farmer leaders pledged to bring down the party electorally, the same mood reverberated amongst the crowd as well. The Quint's principal correspondent, Aishwarya Iyer, spoke to protesting farmers in Muzaffarnagar. When asked about why they had come to protest, one farmer said that the government hasn't increased the price of sugarcane for years, while the price of utilities increased manifold.
यहाँ जो आए वो बिल वापस करवाने के लिए आए और किसान यूनियन के साथ गलत कर रहे, किसानों के साथ गलत कर रहे। इन्होंने बिजली महंगी कर दी, सब चीज़ महंगी कर दी, सब कुछ बेच दिया। बताओ क्या करें? गन्ने का पेमेंट नहीं हुआ, गन्ने का भाव नहीं बढ़ाया, कई साल से गन्ने का कोई भाव नहीं बढ़ रहा। बताओ क्या करें?
Another farmer asked What can the people do but protest when a government that has been elected by the people won't help the very voters who got them to power?
सरकार जनता से है, सरकार जो है जनता से है, जनता सरकार से नहीं है। अब जिसको चुन के भेजें और वो जाके मगरूर हो जा तो जनता क्या करेगी? आंदोलन करेगी, धरने करेगी, प्रदर्शन करेगी।
A third farmer accused the BJP of sowing disunity amongst people, saying that the common man is fed up of how the government has been functioning.
जो दंगा करवा रहे हैं भाजपा वाले, ये राजनीति है इनकी। अच्छा। कि दंगा करवा के इनमें फूट डाल के राज करो। अंग्रेज तो फूट वैसे डाल लेते, ये लड़ाई करवा के फूट डाल रहे हैं। एक सीट ना आने देने की, जनता इनकी इनते इतने परेशान है, आम आदमी परेशान है, किसान परेशान है, मजदूर परेशान है। यह चेतावनी दी है बीजेपी को दिखाने के लिए कि जिन्हें आतंकवादी बतावे, मुट्ठी भर किसान बतावे, उन्होंने यहाँ आके देख लो और तुम भी दिखाओ इन्होंने दिल्ली में कि देख रहे मुट्ठी भर किसान है कितने हैं।
And speaking of communal relations, picking Muzaffarnagar as the venue for this gathering holds special importance for several factors. Firstly, many political commentators see the 2013 riots as a turning point that paved the way for the BJP to come to power in the state a year later. Secondly, in western UP, Muzaffarnagar has also been an important site for farmers' movements. But perhaps an interesting factor to note is the enormous difference in the tone of this Kisan Mahapanchayat and the Muzaffarnagar Mahapanchayat from 2013 that had ended up fanning disunity amongst people shortly before the riots led to the loss of both Hindu and Muslim lives. In this fight for farmers' rights, the Samyukt Kisan Morcha stood in staunch opposition against the BJP's communal rhetoric and showed its intention to unite Hindus and Muslims. Significantly, Rakesh Tikait, one of the most prominent faces in the farmers' protest, and his brother, who were both named in FIRs after the Muzaffarnagar riots along with BJP leaders for inciting communal hatred, were also seen bearing these messages of unity in their actions and words. While Rakesh Tikait invoked communal amity from the podium, his brother Naresh Tikait was seen seated next to Ghulam Jola on the stage. But how is this likely to impact the political makeup of the state ahead of the upcoming polls? Rajan Pandey believes that the recent gathering and the messages of unity symbolizes a turn amongst farmers where they are willing to overlook their religious identities to preserve their economic interests.
If we take the past of farmers' protest in Uttar Pradesh into consideration, then Muzaffarnagar used to be the citadel of farmers' politics in North India. Tikait was from Muzaffarnagar. He belonged to a village called Sisoli in the district, and large gatherings of farmers mobilizing the Khap Panchayats was a very common thing there. And before, in 1980s, we can see that farmers actually played a very vital role in removal of Congress, in coming up of Janata Dal. They they pledged their support for Janata Dal because they thought that Janata Dal was actually a farmers' party kind of. So they had an impact at that time, which later subsided. What we are also seeing right now is that Western UP was a site of communal polarization and communal rights over the past 7-8 years, right? So after the Muzaffarnagar riots and all, and BJP made severe inroads into that region using that polarization to pull votes, and it was thriving in that region. Now what has happened is that region, because yesterday's protest, there was a slogan of Allahu Akbar and Har Har Mahadev at the same time from the stage. That was a regular feature in all the BKU protests in the initial years when BKU was led by Tikait. So that coming back of the slogan actually symbolizes a turn whereby the farmers are now keeping their economic interest over the religious identity. And if that continues to grow, because West UP Muslims and Jats are the dominant community, and the combination of their votes will actually sway elections to a great extent.
As Mr. Pandey pointed out, Western UP is dominated by Jat and Muslim voters, and while the BJP has largely alienated Muslim voters, some believe that the Jat support of the farmers' movement could prove to be a worrying factor for the BJP in the Hindi belt. But to what extent can the coming together of Jat and Muslim votes impact the BJP's chances in the UP elections? Mr. Pandey weighs in.
I think that in the Western UP districts from Ghaziabad, Noida to Bagpat, Muzaffarnagar, Meerut, parts of Moradabad, parts of Rampur. Then if you go to the Tarai belt till Lakhimpur Kheri, because there is a large number of Sikh farmers there, Shahjahanpur, Pilibhit, Hardoi, this all region is going to see a severe impact. And wherever I have gone, during my surveys conducted in past 3-4 months, I have seen that the Jats are totally against BJP as of now. The Sikh farmers are totally against BJP as of now.
Right.
The Muslims are already against BJP. And a combination of these things, plus combination of some other smaller castes like the Dalits, would actually tilt the political balance against BJP in that region.
I see.
So right now they have the support of Valmikis to some extent, because Valmikis were also angry because of the Hathras Kand and all.
incident, yes.
Yeah. So then Jatavs are already not pro-BJP. So in that sense, only the upper castes and the smaller OBC castes like the Sanis were actually talking in a pro-BJP tone. So Gujars were also partly divided. So because of this, I think that West UP BJP is going to suffer severe.
But this gathering could only be the start of a resurgence of a mass movement by farmers, as farmer bodies plan to hold meetings across the country. But with only months to go before the UP elections, how will the government respond to this? Follow the Quint for all updates. If you like listening to this episode, please subscribe to the Big Story playlist for episodic updates. We're live on Apple, Google Podcast, Spotify, JioSaavn, and most of the other popular podcast streaming platforms. For other podcasts, please log on to the Quint website and check out the podcast section. For any feedback, shoot an email to podcasts@thequint.com.
Thanks for listening. Log on to the Quint's website and check out our other podcasts.